This is the Consumer Snapshot for November 2013. In this month, we'll take a look at three key areas: sentiment, with an updated look at consumer confidence; in strategy, we'll take a look at practical purchase intentions and whether or not Santa will be bringing socks this year; and then finally, with the holiday season upon us, we'll take a look at overall spending plans. First up is a look at consumer confidence. Economic sentiment rebounded somewhat in November with 36.4%, very confident or confident for chances in a strong economy, up about 8 points from October's dismal 28.3%. Now that's the good news. Unfortunately, November's reading remains below the 13-month average, so confidence continues to cast a shadow over an already cautious holiday season for shoppers. Though of course we've seen worse. The current reading falls 8% below November 2012, however remains above recession-era sentiment. And with consumers continuing to deal with economic uncertainty, expect to hear a lot of these buzzwords through the holiday shopping season. Cautious, conservative, budget conscious, and a big one, sale. This year, shoppers will be on the hunt for the best bargains, and from the looks of things so far, retailers will be providing them. While consumers took a wait-and-see approach to spending in the wake of the government shutdown last month, in November, it appears that consumers have become a little more hesitant to spend. This month, 47.5% of consumers indicate they've become more practical in purchasing, increasing slightly from October, but rising 11% year over year. So how practical are consumers? Or the bigger question, will Santa bring socks this year? Like practicality, consumers' focus on needs over wants when at the store sharpens from last month and last year. However, it doesn't appear that holiday shoppers this year will revert to recession-era gift buying habits, when gift givers were spending on just what they needed in order to get some packages under the tree. Compared to 2009, we're seeing increases in categories like jewelry, electronics, gift cards, apparel, sporting goods, beauty, and toys, so it appears that gift recipients will still have a lot to look forward to. However, expect cautious, budget-conscious consumers to make thoughtful, targeted purchases on gifts, perhaps leaning more to quality than quantity. And with all this talk on the holiday season, let's take a look at a few specifics. This year, holiday shoppers plan to spend an average of $738 on gifts, decor, cards, food, and flowers, down 1.9% from 2012. While spending didn't sink to levels we saw during the recession, this year's decline is significant because this marks the first year since the recession that consumer spending plans have decreased. Self-gifting is an interesting trend that we've been tracking for the past decade. This, of course, is the amount of money consumers are budgeting in order to take advantage of retailers' holiday sales and promotions in order to buy additional non-gift items for themselves. Since the recession, spending on oneself has actually increased, accounting for about 15% of the grand total you see here, which is about $130 per shopper. 6-7 years ago, though, self-spending only accounted for about 10% of total planned spending and hovered just below the $100 mark. But that doesn't necessarily mean that consumers are becoming more extravagant. Much of the self-gifting budget likely accounts for some delayed spending that consumers would have ordinarily made throughout the rest of the year. Today's smart shoppers know that the best deals are available during the holiday season, so if they can wait for a lower price, they will. It's also interesting to take a look at holiday spending plans by generation. We all know that millennials are at the top of retailers' wish lists and present exciting long-term spending potential, but this year Gen Xers are the holiday shoppers retailers should really be targeting. Gen Xers are the strongest planned spenders for the holiday season this year, not only spending the highest on average at $847, but they are also the only generation increasing holiday spending over 2012. Gen Xers are the most likely to have children in the household, which of course leads to more toys piled under that tree. In contrast, millennials are spending the least of the generations, with spending plans down 5% year over year. I think we've all heard the reports of the youngest generation living at home with parents, facing mounds of student loan debt and handling some of those first big-time expenses, like a car. So their financial stress is certainly showing this holiday season. And that's all for this month. You can also keep tabs on our latest discoveries by heading over to prosperdiscovery.com. Thanks for watching.